Look, if you're tired of getting low limit credit cards from your credit unions and you want to be able to see your starting limit before you actually accept the card, then I'm going to show you some of the best credit unions you should look at because they will show you your starting limit. Now, the first one is Patelco. All right. And so with Patelco, you would need to join the Financial Fitness Association in order to become a member. Now, they also pull Experian FICO 8. The card that you actually want to go for is this World MasterCard. The reason is whenever you see a World MasterCard, a World Elite card, MasterCard, the thing about it with these here type of cards, they usually start you out about $5,000. All right. That should take a lot of the guesswork out of if you're going to get a good quality card, but this one would give you that option. Okay, you should have a higher chance of $5,000 or more. All right, so this would be the first card. Then your next card you want to look at is US Alliance. Okay, now the thing about it with US Alliance, you can join the American Consumer Council. They pull Experian. Now, as you can see here, they have a couple cards, but the card that you want to go after is this Alliance Visa Signature. Now, let me explain to you guys the difference between a signature card and an infinite card, excuse me. The way it works, if you get a Visa Signature card, usually they're going to start you out about $5,000. How if you get an infinite Visa card, usually those cards start you out about $10,000 or more. All right. Now, that's not written in stone, but most people that have gone for the two cards did the comparison, even myself, and I notice I've got higher limits when I go for the infinite versus the signature. Okay, so that's something you really have to keep an eye out for in terms of when you join this credit union or whatever, and they show you your starting limit. If you're not happy with the starting limit, I would probably call them and see if they can increase it, right? If you accept it, right? So, hey, a phone call never hurts nobody. So I would definitely consider if I see them giving me only $5,000 and I prefer to start out with 10 or 15,000, just pick up the phone. All right, because they're showing you your starting limit with a soft pull, so you haven't received a hard inquiry on it. All right, so that's the reason that I'm telling you about this card. Now, your next card is with Dover Federal Credit Union. Now, here's the thing about it with Dover Credit Union. A lot of people really like this card, okay? And it's an experience. One of the things about it with Dover is definitely you see that they have the two MasterCards, all right? So they have the cashback credit card and they have the Advantage credit card. And the difference between those two is that your interest rates is probably going to be a little less, like it says here, with the Advantage credit card. I wish that they had 0% credit cards, but nonetheless, they will show you your starting limit. So before you decide to say, I'm going to accept this card, you will be able to see your starting limit. That way you don't have to put a hard inquiry. Okay. But I have heard many people are very surprised that Dover has really treated them with 10, 15, $20,000. If any of you guys that are looking at the video, put a comment, let me know. Did you get a high limit from Dover when you applied? When you joined? Let us know if you really liked the card. Did it take you long? Was it a 24-hour turnaround, or did you have to wait a week or two? All right. So that's the thing about it, is in terms of the time frame as well. Right now, your next card is through Green State Credit Union. Now, here's the thing about it with Green State Credit Union. They are out of Iowa, right? And so when you put your zip code in, it says that our services are not complimentary to you, right? Because of your zip code. However, you may not know that you can join the Iowa State Consumer Council. All right, so the basically American Consumer Council, and you would be able to join that way as well. And sometimes you may be able to just call up and say, "Hey, I'm interested in one of your credit card products," and they may be able to take your application over the phone. All right. So the thing about it, usually it's a soft pull TransUnion when you join as well. All right. So that's definitely a win-win because they're going to show you your starting limit. They have the MasterCards. Now, one thing about these here MasterCards, like I said, there's that card, that World MasterCard again. So this is probably the card that I would probably target. Now, usually their cards, they offer you 0%, but it's only for 6 months. So they don't have a long time frame with offering you the card with 0% on purchases and balance transfer. But the card that you want to target again is the World MasterCard. All right. Now, your next one is PenFed. All right. Now, thing about it with PenFed, a lot of people, they focus on the Visa rewards and stuff like that. I always tell people, go for the gold. All right. And the reason is because they give you 15 months of no interest on purchases and balance transfers. So that's the reason why I would actually go for this here card. This would be the first card I would go for with a PenFed. Now, of course, most people know all you need to do is open up a savings account with PenFed. Now, some of you all may be wondering what should be your average credit score to go after these cards. I would say if you're hovering, I would be comfortable with you going in at about a 680, 690 credit score or higher. Okay. Other than that, I would probably nurture the relationship. I would open up a personal account as well as if they have a business account, I would do that. And I would see if they offer like maybe a CD, a money market account that's for like maybe $100 or $500 or something like that. The reason is the more products you have with an institution, the more likely you have a higher chance of getting a higher credit limit anyway, right? Because you have more products. That's the reason why so many people get the higher limits, even with Navy Federal, because they have different products. As a matter of fact, talking about Navy Federal, as you can see here in reference to if you're able to join or if you are a member, what credit cards you should start out with. Now, this here rewards card, the cash rewards, if you have bad credit, what ends up happening if you do the N rewards, which is the secured card, okay, then after 6 months of on-time payments and stuff, the key is to keep your utilization under 10%. It'll turn into the cash rewards, right? But here's another key to this. If you're going after this here card, here's my thing. I would focus on the plus, the rewards plus. And the reason is it tells you right here, if you approve for the plus, you're going to start out with 5,000 or more. Okay. And you can see that it actually is a signature. You see the difference? You see here on the cash rewards, it does not say signature, right? It just says Visa. So when you see that Visa signature, it automatically is telling you you're going to get $5,000 or more. All right. That's a little knowledge. Now, they pull TransUnion FICO 9. So it is a low hanging fruit. But one of the good things about Navy Federal, I know a lot of people, they want to go after their flagship accounts, right? And the reason they want to go after the flagship account is because it goes up to $80,000. But here's the thing about it that most people are not aware of. If you have $25,000 on a platinum, you have a $25,000, say on a Gold Rewards or an American Express, and then on the Cash Rewards Plus. And what people have been doing is transferring those balances, because if you're thinking that you're going to get $80,000, they won't do it. They won't do it. Don't expect for you to have high limits on all of these other credit cards with Navy Federal and then them turn around and give you 80,000 on it. It doesn't work like that. You can transfer your balances over to this flagship account, but in terms of expecting for them to actually give you $80,000 on this one card and you have other high limits and stuff, they won't do that. So that's just a little knowledge for you guys. But they do a pre-approval as well. Okay, once you are a member and you do it through the app, right? Now, there's one other credit union. This is a controversial credit union, and I'll tell you why. Right? Because a lot of people think that NASA Federal Credit Union, they will show you your starting limit, right? But they end up showing you your starting limit after a heartbeat. Even though, look what it says, you can do a pre-approval. No impact to your credit score to do a pre-approval. But they'll end up doing a hard pull anyway on your Experian. But the plus to this is that they are a Vantage 4 now. Okay, and they are a low-hanging fruit. So that means you have a lot more leverage with them to get a higher limit, even though they do the hard pull. So I would accept the hard pull with NASA once I become a member. All right, join the National Space Association to become a member, and because again, it's a Vantage 4. Now, for those of you who don't understand what that means, that basically means if you apply for like a car loan and you had a low credit score and they put a lot of inquiries on you, then they only count it as one. If you have an eviction or medical and stuff like that, they don't count that against you. Or if you have a collection less than $100, they won't count that against you. Okay, so that's what your new Vantage 4 really means versus the Vantage 3. All right, so I would still go after this card, even though they will do a hard pull on the credit because it's a Vantage 4. So you have a lot more flexibility where you can add authorized users, you can add rental payments, so you can add those things to enhance the credit score and they will accept it. All right, so I hope this helps you. If you have any question, put a comment below or click on the link in the description. Schedule a one-on-one consultation. Thank you.